Hello, hello, and welcome back for a celebration of battle strategy and tactics in Perfidious. Pete plays XCOM: The Long War. Now, if you've ever seen one of these episodes before, you're very likely saying to yourself, did Pete just say a celebration of strategy and tactics? Because he plays XCOM about as well as a chimpanzee with one eye, a head wound, and a crippling learning disability. The tic-tac-toe playing chicken down at the Chinese market has a better grasp of strategy than Pete does. And to that, of course, I would reply, well, firstly, it's not really very nice, words can hurt. And then secondly, I'd explain that I'm actually not talking about myself, but to our newest Project Lazarus graduate, who, upon emerging from the tube, immediately stormed into my office and launched into a scathing harangue about how poorly executed our last mission was and what we should have done to improve it. Now, when challenged, of course, my initial instinct is to bare my teeth, scream at the top of my lungs, and then start flinging handfuls of my own shit at my opponent, which, that's basically my animal side coming forward. But fortunately, in this situation, that didn't necessarily happen. I'm not going to say it didn't, but I'm not going to confirm or deny. Because Dr. Valen was hot on our new trooper's heels, and fortunately she was able to talk me down slightly by explaining the situation. It seems Dr. Valen thought I could use a little help with mission planning and execution, and so as soon as she found a compatible candidate, she used her magic genetic manipulation and Project Lazarus resources to resurrect Sun Tzu, author of the famous treatise The Art of War. Dr. Valen thought that would be a positive addition to the team, and she's probably right. I, of course, however, immediately threw both of them out of my office, claimed to be too busy to be bothered, and locked the door so I could Google Sun Tzu and then Google The Art of War and figure out who those things are and what they're all about. After doing that, I then spent the next hour trying to find either a Art of War for Dummies or a Cliff's Notes version of the Art of War so I might understand it. And when that failed, I just called downstairs to the quartermaster, told him to give Sun Tzu a shotgun and put him on the front line. That way, I don't necessarily have to feel threatened by his clearly superior intellectual ability. Instead, I can just send him out on a mission, get him shot in the face, and hope that no one notices my incompetence. So that's my plan, and I'm sticking with it. Because the battle you don't have to fight is a battle you can't lose. Right, Sun Tzu? Using your enemy to do your work is making your enemy your asset?
Contact detected.
I think Sun Tzu would approve. Or possibly Machiavelli would approve, because my scum tactics seem like more of his strategy. But whether I'm ripping off the Prince or the Art of War, either way, I win, and Sun Tzu will probably very quickly be shot in the face. And given the propensity we have for getting assault troopers shot in the face, I'm probably going to remain largely blameless and unsuspected. It's the perfect crime, really. Speaking of perfect crimes, medium UFO over Africa. It's nape of the Earth. Also, it's unidentified, which means it is not a raider, so this is probably a destroyer. I'm not really sure we can shoot this down. Alright, here's what we'll do. We're going to send up Cowboy Upham on, I think, defensive, and just see what sort of intercept potential he has, what kind of damage he can do. Even with 3 laser cannons, I honestly don't think we have a whole lot of chance of bringing down a destroyer without supercapacitors. They just have way too much health. And I don't want to cripple my entire interceptor fleet. Yeah, this is going very badly. So we got 3 hits where, no, we're not going to be able to do enough damage to shoot this down. The question is then, do I want to send any additional intercepts? I think the answer actually is no. I really don't. Cowboy Upham is down for 2 fucking weeks. We're not going to be able to shoot down a destroyer. They have too much health. Even with 2 follow-up laser cannons, both of those intercepts would have to go perfectly and score a ton of... No, we can't do it. It's not worth it. We can't do it. 12 alloys for 120 credits. I gotta say no, Nigeria. I need my alloys. Also, I kind of have a reasonable supply of money for a change, so no. I am pleased that the scatter laser is finished. That's good, so we'll carry on. We got our second scatter laser, which means both our scout and assault troopers now can be carried with one. I'm curious what this guy's doing. Probably just bombing mission, I would assume. Phalanx armor also complete, which again, I'm pleased about. What is this guy doing? Is he scanning for satellites, maybe? No. Bomb targets in South Africa, increasing panic. All things considered, that's not terrible, actually. That could have gone a hell of a lot worse. And we still have some interceptors for air UFOs that we potentially have a chance of shooting down. I'm a little salty, but I would put myself somewhere between, say, Ballpark Pretzel and Nathan's Hot Dog. I mean, I definitely have elevated sodium levels, but I'm pleased with my decision to not fully engage, because I think had we committed everybody,
Commander,
that one would have ended
picked
in
up
tragedy.
multiple requests for assistance. Abductions
Yeah,
in progress
well,
are
that's
marked
fine,
on the
Bradford.
hologlobe.
They have light UFO activity in Kolkata. This is abduction mission. That's fine. We can do that. But what I was about to say before Bradford interrupted me, thanks, by the way, Bradford, fucking jerk. Anyway, what I was about to say, in Build 15, I think maybe you're not supposed to do every mission. I mean, it really seems heavily weighted to the you can't actually pull every intercept in every mission because you don't have enough resources, particularly in the air game, before you get the repairability that has the repair time of your interceptors. Otherwise, you're just never, ever, ever going to have interceptors available to get kills. It's not going to happen. And that being said, I also am really kind of starting to dislike Build 15, simply because they've added so much non-tactical gameplay stuff that it really takes away from what XCOM is all about, which is about the tactical missions. Because honestly, as far as the tactical missions go, we've been doing pretty well. We actually haven't really had a bad tactical mission in a goodly while. We've done, except, well, of course, you guys are going, what about Anne Frank, who's lying in the dirt? And that's true, but in like 50 missions, we've actually only lost 2 troopers. And one of those was more to bad luck, really, than any kind of miscalculation. The Anne Frank, you know, I'll take total responsibility for that. And Franklin, the D. Roosevelt, has been giving me the D about that hardcore, because he and Anne Frank were fast friends. But other than that, I mean, we've been doing okay, and I still feel like every time I'm not in a tactical mission map kicking the shit out of aliens, I just feel like the aliens have their boot on my neck. Build 15 is just the non-tactical shit, which largely is just basically random number rolls, is really, really unpleasant. It really is. The resource costs to build things are ridiculously high. I'm gonna say it's really kind of not fun. The non-tactical stuff, it's really unfun. It really is. Anyway, that's enough complaining about Build 15. Let's go with Samuel Mustache Clemens. We're gonna give him a scope, a laser sight, and a laser rifle. That's got him sorted. The D. Roosevelt, of course, gonna be our Madman Precision Strike Killer. Looking forward to that. This is a light abduction mission, so we can probably get away with like a lesser team. But I am gonna go assault heavy just in case of mutons. Mutons a little unlikely, actually, considering the fact that we do have light resistance, but it wouldn't be out of the question. So we're gonna go ahead and gear up for them, assuming that mutons will be available. You know what? I think we're gonna go with a straight up laser rifle, actually, for Thomas Avarice Edison. He has flush shot and hollow targeting, and so often we make good use of those abilities. The question now is, do we want to throw an arc thrower on Edison or not? You know what? I think actually the answer to this is no. I've been using my scouts quite a bit differently in this playthrough, mostly to just draw Overwatch and provide supporting fire and hollow targeting and battle scanners where available. And I've been having pretty good luck with it. I think for capture units, we're just going to go with double assaults for the captures. So let's take Abraham Hardcore Lincoln, because hardcore is hardcore. He's also hardcore fucking fast with a 16 movement speed. So we're going to give him one of our scatter lasers. We're going to get rid of this battle scanner, and we're going to give him an arc thrower, and he's going to wear one of our phalanx armors because that will help his foot speed. He's going to be at a 15 total mobility. That's pretty solid while carrying an arc thrower. So we've got Abraham Hardcore Lincoln locked down. We're also going to take our other sort of lower rank assault. I want to keep one quality assault in the barn. So Bully Roosevelt's gonna stay behind to bully some people down in the barracks with stories about how he wound up and charged San Juan Hill. None of them have ever really done anything remarkable or worth a shit, because nobody is as badass as Teddy Roosevelt. And I mean, you know, he's kind of aggressive about it, but the man does have a point. He was supremely fucking badass. It is hard to equal Teddy Roosevelt's abilities and skills. We're going with the big armor here again for Yoishio, just to lighten his load a little bit, since he's already slow to begin with and toting an arc thrower. He's definitely going to be our backup capture unit. Now, as far as captures go, too, it's not going to be a main focus because we don't have disable weapon on our sniper. Franklin, the D. Roosevelt, is a straight-up, dyed-in-the-wool, hardcore fucking killing unit. Miyamoto Knife Man Musashi will be fine on this mission. He'll be providing the long-range explosive support. And what does that leave us needing? Oh, a medic. We got to have a medic. All right. Who do we have on medic duty? Looks like Joseph Lister is available. So is Ernie Shack. Let's go with the Shackleton. He's gonna be close to a level, right? Shack's pretty close. It's not out of the question he could level on this one, so I think he's the right choice. Battle scanners and medkits, of course, or Sir Ernest. And that's our team then. So let's go get stuck in. And I promise I'm gonna stop complaining about Build 15 right now, because the part of it that I hate is over, and we're back to the part of the game that's still good, which is the tactical portion. Stop shitting on the non-tactical portion, guys. You just
The
keep
area
making
of
it
engagement for
increasingly...
this mission will be in India. The
You know what else
aliens
you
are
can fix?
continuing to
Fix the
target civilians
goddamn
for
map
abduction in
rotation
several major
cycler, because
cities
I'm
across
real
the
fucking
globe.
tired of fighting on
We
the
have to
same
get down there
9
and deploy
maps
as soon
over
as
and
possible.
over and over and over. I guess last time we fought on this map, it was during a terror mission and it was on fire, so technically it doesn't count. And for those of you out there saying, you know, use the Alt F10 trick to reset the map cycler, I've actually done that. I didn't do it this episode, but I did do it the episode before last. So, I don't, maybe that's why I'm getting so many of the same ones. Maybe the last couple have just been because I frequently, or rather just recently reset it, and it doesn't know that I just played these. We'll see how it goes, but I did it last campaign a couple times as well, and I didn't seem to really have a whole lot of luck with it. On the plus side, we've now fought this map so many goddamn times, I know how to approach it, so we're going to take Matahari, bring her up here. She's going to pop a pod for us. There is a mutant in that pod, it's important to note. Matahari's not really going to be able to bring much to the table for us. Unfortunately, we're not going to get a lot of productivity out of here. We're going to bring Thomas Avarice Edison over here. He's going to take cover right here behind this car. Thomas does have low profile. This is a flank shot. He has the rifle. This should do some reasonable damage. We could potentially go for the flush shot and try and push this guy out of cover. Honestly, I'm not sure I want him to move because he might move back, and I would rather him be sort of right up front in our face. That was a huge shot from Thomas Avarice Edison as well. Wow, that was some remarkable work. We do still have some floaters that are going to be admittedly a bit of a problem. Franklin, the D, Roosevelt. We'll come back to that, Franklin. I really can't afford to just leave you standing out in cover with your dick in your hand, because you'll likely be walking home with no penis after it gets shot out of your hand, and that seems somewhat unfortunate, especially for Mrs. Roosevelt. I mean, you know, Eleanor is in the barracks. I'm sure she wouldn't mind taking a roll in the sack with her husband at least once more. Miyamoto Musashi could theoretically kill the mutant. The problem is I don't really want to kill the mutant. I really wish Matahari could fire here so we could put some suppression on that guy. I have a feeling this unit is probably just going to kill itself. I don't like that the enemy takes suicide as an option, but, you know, the enemy pretty much takes suicide as an option whenever they can get it. We're going to have Matahari hunker down, actually. She should be relatively difficult to hit from a hunkered position. I don't like doing this, but it sort of has to be done. We're going to bring the D up here. Again, the D also with low profile, so half cover, full cover for the D. This fact that he has those units flanked will encourage those units to move rather than stay put. And we're kind of hoping it encourages them to move into a position where we can maybe, just maybe, throw a capture at them. And we're going to play a little aggressive here. Alright, we can't see the enemy from there, which is fine. You know what, Knife Man? Let's just have you... I was going to say go on Overwatch, but that doesn't really do anything for you. We're still going to do it in case that floater tries to come up our buttholes. You never want a floater up your butthole. And that's why toilets exist, specifically to get floaters out of your butthole. That's the whole purpose of the toilet and the butthole, frankly. So let's see what our mutant friend does. He's going to adjust and take some cover. He's also going to fire. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty confident that's not going to hit. So we do have this floater and I believe another floater. We're going to definitely need to get a battle scanner downrange before we commit to any sort of danger. Oh, this is... Okay, for a moment I thought that was going to be really bad because I thought those guys were going to have an angle on the Knife Man, and that would not have been good for us at all. 66%. I'm going to take the precision. What's your regular shot like? Also 66%. You know what? I want the confirmed kill, actually. I would rather have the bonus critical. He has covering fire. Yeah, no fucking shit. We got covering fire floaters, which means if he has covering fire, he probably also has close encounters. That was some huge damage, so we're gonna have to be really, really careful about that son of a bitch. Do you have anybody who can shoot at that other... You cannot shoot at that other floater because he has moved. I'm fairly positive that Mata Good Time Hari is gonna be able to bring him down. Does he also have covering fire? He does not. So that unit is dead, and our floater friends are out of commission. Yoshio is not going to be able to get close enough. Lincoln probably likewise not going to be able to get close enough. Let's take a little exploratory move with Lincoln here. If this pops a pod, we'll have Lincoln pull back. Right, he did not pop a pod. Also, Abraham Lincoln, not really known for falling back. It's not really Lincoln's fucking forte. Abraham Lincoln was a go-getter. Abraham Lincoln charged his foes. He met challenges straight on. They didn't call him the old fucking runawayer. They called him the old rail splitter for a reason. And... I would like to destroy that cover if possible. This may seem like a waste of a grenade, but if we're going for the capture here, and I very much want to capture, it also didn't destroy the cover, so that completely fucked us. We need to know what's behind those units as well. Knowing what's behind them is going to be it's very important. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring Thomas Avarice Edison forward, and he's going to deploy probably a battle scanner for us. We got to know what's back here. We can't charge up and try and pull in a capture. We're just going to be charging into the jaws of death like the 600 from the charge of the Light Brigade. I mean, boldly they rode and well, stormed at with shot and shell into the jaws of hell. Boldly rode the 600, but I don't want to be the 600 because, you know, if you know anything about the charge of the Light Brigade, you know that really didn't work out that well for those 600 men. In fact, it pretty much worked out in a complete and total tragedy. I'm going to run and gun here and take this full cover, and I'm going to run and gun for Overwatch, actually. 31% chance to hit. Really, we just trying to get this Muton to be reluctant to move. That's our whole goal, is to make him kind of unwilling to move. We need to get Lincoln closer, but I'm concerned if we go much closer. And Lincoln is close enough to throw a stun, so I think we go again on Overwatch. And let's see if we can't... We're going to have Clemens reload, which is fine. We're just going to see if we can't get this guy to maybe hunker down or stay put. So he blood called, and I think that's going to end his turn. He's taking a shot. That's fine. Alright, he's shooting at our rookie assault. So we could theoretically throw 2 captures attempts at this unit this turn, which is fantastic for us. Now what we need to do is hit him without killing him, which is going to be a reasonably neat trick. Matahari absolutely can't do it. We could go pistols. Alternatively, we could go for the flush shot, but I don't know where the flush shot is going to move him, if it moves him. So I think we do something a little more unconventional. We bring the Knife Man basically into grenade range, is what we're looking for. And we're going to throw this grenade deliberately not square on target, so it does not maximum damage. We want it at least 2 tiles away from this guy, which means right here. This should not kill him. Perfectly done, Musashi. That was a beautiful toss, son. A beautiful toss, and that means double capture attempts on Mr. Muton. We have an opportunity to pick up another Muton grenade. And this should be a safe move, because we have a battle scanner further forward. This should not spawn... Fuck you, XCOM. That should not have spawned a pod. We had a fucking battle scanner down there. That should not have been capable of spawning a fucking pod. And both of those units are on Overwatch. Neither one is on Overwatch, but we're not gonna... I'm more than a little upset right now. This is fucking horse shit of the highest caliber. We did the battle scanner specifically to make sure this did not happen, and now we're gonna get boned. Knife Man Musashi is standing right out in the open, dick in hand. There's gonna be almost nothing Musashi can do to prevent himself from getting shot.
Position confirmed.
I am supremely salty right now. Also, how can these guys not see that floater? I really would genuinely like to know. Who's the toughest guy in the barn? It's, you know what? Yoshio is tougher.
Okay.
You're gonna be in the open, buddy. You're probably gonna get shot twice. And am I considering risking this guy's life for a grenade? I am. If he fails the stun... Alright. I was gonna say, if he also fails the stun, this is a complete and total clusterfuck. But since he did not fail the stun attempt, it's actually slightly less of a complete and total clusterfuck. I mean, it's still a complete and total clusterfuck, don't get me wrong. But it could have gone worse. So Abraham Lincoln's gonna run and gun. He's at least gonna be able to get himself to half cover. And we're gonna have him take a poke at his bad shots at both. Honestly, we should try and kill the one that's not injured in the hopes that we can make the other one panic and run. Abraham Lincoln missed, so it's a completely moot point. There is no way we can kill both of those units. It's simply, we don't have enough firepower. We can put Edison on Overwatch, which might help. I don't think it's going to help much. Ernest Shackleton, do you, tell me you have a smoke grenade. Ernie, of course, does not have a smoke grenade. We got to get Ernest Shackleton forward a little bit, actually, because I have a feeling that his services are going to be needed very, very, very soon in the, oh my god, I just got my face blown off, somebody please help me department. We're actually going to move Samuel Clemens forward. if only to give the enemy potentially more targets. Matahari's going on Overwatch. And it's time for Yoshio to buy the fucking farm. I'm sorry, my little friend. I'm sorry. Well, he may not die, because he's only going to get shot at maximum of 1 time. A maximum of 1 time. Also, that guy should be eating Overwatch. Why is he not getting Overwatched? There was a 3rd. Never mind. Yoshio is dead.
I'm pinned down.
Nope. That's a supremely unusual choice. Unless this is a guaranteed critical. Nope. That's actually not even health damage. Okay. I was fully expecting to sacrifice Yoshio, as is sort of his want. I mean, the man knows a thing or two about sacrifice. He was one of the 47 Ronin, after all. And I was fully expecting to trade his life for that grenade, but as it turned out, he's not even going to be wounded, which is surprising. We have a 66% chance that that guy... Is that guy on Overwatch? He is not. Well, it's the D. Franklin, the D. Roosevelt's only shot. I'm going to take it. The D coming up, not necessarily fantastically. So who do we got forward? We got Samuel Mustache Clemens, who has 2 shots but is suppressed. Hardcore Lincoln cannot eliminate the suppression and does not have hit and run. Also, we have no idea what he might potentially pop by advancing further, so I don't really like that. Matahari has not a single target. She can see a target, but she can't shoot at it because they're all too far away. Alright, Edison. You can see effectively... How is it that you can't see anybody, Edison? How is it that you can see no one? So Edison's going to come run inside this truck. He should theoretically at least be able to see one of our enemies from here. He can. He has a 62% chance to hit it. I think we go for 92% and a flush shot here. I would prefer that guy move, which is exactly what we got. That's beautiful. So that guy fell back. And again, we could send Lincoln forward, but that's not smart. Matahari has 2 shots and still no way to take him. I suppose we could have Samuel Clemens advance and shoot, but he's suppressed. What's his suppression? You know, his hit per chances through the suppression are not terrible. Actually, when suppressed, I think what we're going to do, let's just counter-suppress.
Got him covered.
You touch my butt, I touch your butt. You suppress me, I suppress you. Ooh la la, everybody is unhappy. Nobody gets what they want. Pretty much the way it works with XCOM, I find that nobody gets what they want. You know, the Rolling Stones famously said you can't always get what you want, but when you're playing XCOM, the fact of the matter is you actually never get what you want. It's not that you can't always get what you want, it's that you don't get what you want. That's the motto. Is Lincoln unsuppressed? No. Actually, it was Clemens that was suppressed. Lincoln is unsuppressed, we just don't really want to move him into half cover and a potentially unknown number of enemies. Honestly, I think here, we gotta hunker down. Yep, that's right. Abraham Lincoln's hunkering down. I'll take my Overwatch and covering fire shots against these guys. That guy's suppressed. I was gonna say, if that hits, I'm gonna be real pissed off. And this guy has flown high, and flying high is actually quite good for us. This guy is gonna put himself in his own nice little fuck box. He's about to get destroyed.
They're repositioning.
Yeah, they're repositioning, but it's not really much of a problem here. We do have Yoshio back here who can just go ahead and activate this nice little run and gun ability of his, and he's gonna walk over here, and he's gonna shoot this piece of garbage in the fucking face. Actually, I was gonna say a capture wouldn't necessarily be out of the question, but given the fact that we have minimal support, a capture is kind of out of the question.
On it.
Or is it? Miyamoto Musashi? You got, you know what? This could work. Not really enough damage. Let's see whether Ernie Shackleton will have a flank shot on this guy. If Shackleton can flank it, he can flank it for the finish.
On the move.
Let's see what his hit percentage chance is like. If it's a slam dunk, alright, it can't miss. Then we're gonna go... Oh, wait, our rookie threw a capture already. I set all this up for nothing. I've completely wasted my own time. I'm sorry, man. Right now, Sun Tzu is fucking screaming at a monitor somewhere in the barracks right now. There's just a gigantic string of someone swearing in Chinese so as to be polite and not let his non-Chinese speaking friends who are also in the barracks understand what it is that he's saying. Because I can guarantee you, Sun Tzu is swearing a lot about that fuck up right there. He's gonna be salty. Possibly deservedly so. Thomas Edison's gonna reload. The Wizard of Menlo Park. is going to put on his wizarding hat and hopefully cast a spell that protects Hogwarts against further alien insurrections. Does such a spell exist, Harry Potter fans? Is there an anti-alien insurrection spell? If so, what's it called? And what's the pseudo-Latin that triggers it? Because I'll go get my fucking wizarding wand, and hell, I'll become a Quidditch fan if that's what it takes. We're going to reload with Matahari. First off, let's patch you up. I know I've already done terrible things to you, Oishi Yoshio, rather. I've already done, that's a hard name to say because it's all similar sounds. But I've already done terrible things to that man. I really have. I mean, granted, he knows what it is to have terrible things done to you. He's kind of in his history. There's a reason he's a tragic hero, because, you know, you can't have a tragic hero without a fucking tragedy, but still. It doesn't mean I necessarily want to continue that streak. I like Yoshio. He's a good trooper for us. So we can advance to here with no theoretical problems, huh? Alright then. You know what? We're going to steady weapon here with Edison. I don't want Lincoln any further forward than Edison is, so I think we put him on Overwatch. Clemens, you're probably good where you're at. We're just going to take a quick sort of rebuilding turn. We'll get Yoshio over here. We'll have him move and reload. He is still down to 1 pip of armor, and I'm very glad I gave him the phalanx armor. That did some damn fine work for us, because he could have been wounded or dead had he not... What was that? Had he not had the enhanced... It was a sectoid, which is why you interrupted me. I was trying to interrupt you for interrupting me, and then we got into a whole thing, and fucking it was a FIFO situation, and I didn't know who played the first card. It got ugly, but it's sorted now. Anyway, Lincoln, you'll find what is pretty much guaranteed to be a sectoid. Yeah. So we have one little, two little sectoids. Not even 2 little, 3 little. The sectoid's barely trying. Matahari, I'm just going to take this shot. It's all she's got. Also, Matahari's just going to straight up murder a man, so there's that. And, you know, Matahari really has been supremely good to us as far as this project goes. I give her a lot of grief and call her a terrible spy and whatnot. And granted, you might make the case that she was in fact a poor spy. You also might make the argument that she wasn't a spy at all, just somebody wanted an excuse to murder the good-looking girl. Because, yeah, theoretically, there's historically at least some evidence to support that. Well, we wasted all of this time because Franklin the D. Roosevelt is simply going to put this guy in the ground, right? Giving him the D. That was a precision shot, and the D came up short. So, not necessarily giving him the D on that one, or at least significantly less D than we've come to expect from Franklin the D. Roosevelt. Normally we expect large amounts of D, but I don't know, maybe Franklin has a little performance anxiety or something. He's not totally feeling it. And it's going to be Overwatch, actually, for Thomas Avarice Edison, just to make sure that this little bastard can't flank hardcore Lincoln. Alright, good. I was going to be real salty if that was the shot that actually did for us on this mission. I'd have been very upset. Matahari, what do you got? 53% chance? I was just praising you, which means you're going to miss. Oh, no, Matahari. Immune to the fucking counter-trolling. Normally our troopers tend to go with like a reverse psychology sort of thing, and the moment we praise one of them, they immediately fuck up in a titanically epic capacity. But this time, Matahari, just shooting a sectoid in the head. Operation Sacred Mist is over, and to celebrate, we're gonna all have a Sierra Mist in the plane on the way back. And George Custer is back on active duty. Words that no one ever thought would be said. George Custer has returned to active duty.
Excellent work
despite
all
his
around.
complete devastation at the Battle of Little
from
Bighorn.
our troops.
Yeah, you know what? It was pretty impressive, actually, Dr. Phelan. I can't gainsay you this time. It's actually was legitimately straight up pretty fucking impressive. Gonna be close combat specialist for Yoshio. Mata Good Time Hari coming in with the ooh. I'm gonna go with rapid fire. I really, really like rapid fire. There's a case to be made for double tap there, especially if the second shot of Executioner only triggers on an independent shot and can't trigger off the second shot of rapid fire. But even if that's the case, rapid fire is so good, it's still hard to pass up.
Commander, you're wasting valuable resources by continuing to order the capture of these living subjects.
Wow, Dr.
As
Valen,
I've
fucking
told you
flip-flop on your
repeatedly,
mood much?
we
Jesus
require a
Christ, you need to get back
containment
on your
facility to house the
damn
aliens
mood
before we can
stabilizers,
start an
because just a moment
interrogation.
ago you were elated about our brilliant performance, and now immediately you're fucking here in my grill bitching about what a fuck-up I am. Make up your goddamn mind, Dr. V. Jesus Christ. Flip-flop on your position more than a senator up for re-election. Alright, so we got 21 meld, 7 weapon fragments, 5 alloys, 5 Illyrium, a Muton corpse, because we don't have a containment facility, but that's fine. Sectoid corpses, floater corpses, most importantly, alien rifle, alien grenade, both things we desperately need. We also got 80 credits and decreased panic in India, but really that's sort of tertiary to the grenade and rifle. It really is. I do want to check our facilities matrix. We got 3 more fucking days before this thermo generator comes online. We have 812 credits, folks. 812, and honestly, we can't spend them. We're so gated behind the Build 15 enhanced cost for everything and the reduced productivity of thermo generators that we've been stymied now for almost an entire month in base development. And this is, you know, I said I wasn't going to bitch about Build 15 anymore. Let's table it. I don't understand the motivation behind reducing the output of thermo generators. They were already pretty goddamn irritating to pay for, build, and construct anyway. Making them less effective just seems like a fuck you. It really does. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. Of course, if you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comments section. Your support really does mean a lot to us. If you'd like to see more XCOM, consider subscribing as well, of course. We post new episodes every single day. Right now, however, thanks very much for watching. I'll try and be less salty in the future, but if you know me, and have watched any of my stuff, you know that being less salty, not really my forte, but I will make a concerted effort, I promise. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.